स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय Ramakrishnaय ते नमः. We were thinking of the Smarana, how Smarana transforms the unconscious mind, how the flow of the Triveni, Bhakti, Jnana and Japa goes inside and transforms. It cannot eliminate, it cannot destroy what is unconsciousness. We cannot dislodge it, but it can be transformed. We cannot wait for its exhaustion by fulfilling it, but we can transform it. These three Triveni enters inside and transforms our unconscious mind. And in and through all this, our whole being is getting established in God. As if I am fixing my mind. I fix means it is not temporarily fixing. It is as if my mind is going to merge in God. Constant remembrance, anusmarana. Anusmarana is the process by which I dwell in God. Dwelling. Just like I dwell in this house, I dwell in God. I fix myself in God. Like a tree has got fixed in the earth. Its whole sustenance, its life, its existence is the earth in which it is established, in which it is firmly, it has rooted. Like that I get rooted in Smarana, I get rooted in God. I dwell in God and God dwells in me. It is interlock. I pervade Him, He pervades me through Smarana. An important, more advanced stage. That's why I tell always, try to, if not anything, just leave all other things and do Smarana. Smarana is common for all sadhanas. If you want to do japa, there must be Smarana. If you want to do puja, there must be Smarana. And if you want to do dhyana, there must be Smarana. Any kind of, if you want to serve someone by seeing God in him, there must be Smarana. Whatever sadhana you do, there must be Smarana of the Lord. It is, every sadhana is a container of the, in which the Smarana is there. If you have acquired that Smarana, unbroken thought of God, try to attain this unbroken thought of God. I again and again tell all the inmates and others, whoever comes to me, don't do anything now. Just forget everything. Try and put all efforts at all times to think of God. Somehow the link with the God must be always there. Internal channels connecting to divine must not break. Be anchored in God and then do all the small duties that God has given you to perform with great joy as an worship unto Him. So this Smarana plays an important transfer. It is something like you are touching both the hands and standing in between. You are as much stretching yourself in the world with a spiritual being, and you are stretching into the absolute also as a spiritual being. Spirit is conducting the two aspects of our existence. Our existence has got two parts. One is my spiritual existence, one is my bodily existence. Now, bodily existence, the activities and thoughts and movements, any transformation, any changes, any movements, any actions are governed by God and nature because constant smarana is binding them, not karma or vasana binding them now. Now they are under the. So this part is spiritualized. The spirit is as if pervading, and the nature has gone away from its naturehood. The mind has given up its naturehood. The senses have given up their naturehood. It is, and all the aspects, heart, feelings, the pranas, all have given up their naturehood and acquired the spiritualhood. It is like what in puja we do the jivanyasa. After mentally dissolving my personality, identity in God, I reconstruct my life, I reconstruct my existence. I again become lively with spiritual being. A whole being is dissolved in the absolute and it emerges out as if pure and divine, losing all its nature. And now, with the power of God infused in every part, my hands are God's, as if Ramakrishna's hands are working, Ramakrishna's eyes are seeing. So the whole being is divinized and infused with the divine power. So this aspect happens when unbroken thought of God comes. Anusmarana comes. Smarana is an important stage where I will root myself, fix myself, and dwell in God, and God dwells in me. So this process we see in Smarana. Smarana is what we actually have to achieve in our life. And in this process, I become purely one pointed. My the one pointed means not the ekagrata of the mind that is demanded in our spiritual life. With one pointed concentration, I am supposed to do, not that. I have become totally integrated. There is no parts in me. One spirituality, one spiritual existence is appearing as if. Now we see cloud. Cloud takes various forms. Now it looks like an elephant. Next moment it is looking like a goat. Another time it is looking like a rabbit. And we see it's taking, but it's only cloud. Except cloud, nothing is there. This kind of one. Uh, I am, my mind may be working, my body may be working. It's all spiritual manifestation. In when the Anusmarana comes, Anusmarana, unbroken thought of God, only that is coming, and activities are going on unconsciously. What we do most of the work we do is habitually, whether it is cooking or eating or sleeping, or everything is habitually going on. So we need not pay much attention, and nature has God has taken the responsibility and is leading us. But when Anusmarana comes, I become of one material. This is a different kind of ekagrata. Eka, one becoming, one appearing as the whole. One appearing as the whole. So this Anusmarana pervades and transforms my whole existential being to raise to a different standpoint. Whatever we have been in Kirtana, the previous step, Shravana, Kirtana, In Kirtana, what I was rendering, the whole what I've heard, I was repeating as if the child repeats the rhymes, nursery rhymes. Like that, I was repeating and contemplating on various aspects of God. I am rendering all my knowledge and understanding. I am rendering my knowledge and understanding of God, awareness of God in vocal voice. Voice was predominating. Voice was coming out. It was coming out as voice. In Smarana, this loudly I was chanting and all. This slowly becomes subtler and subtler. It is becoming sukshma. It is moving towards silence. The vocal is getting internalized. The vocal rendering of my understanding of God, the love of God, my expressions, my feelings of relationship, all this rendering are becoming internalized. It was externalized in Smarana, it's get internalized. Internalize is to turn inward. I don't dwell in outward now. In Smarana is coming from inside to outside, but it is converting me to turn inward. The whole thing. I was visualizing the whole picture of God and all. Now I enter as if into meditation. I am turning inward, diving within to catch the same thing. What I was doing Kirtana. I was doing Kirtana. Suppose Vishnu Sahasranama, I was telling, I was visualizing all the aspects of Vishnu. Various, I was doing Lalita Sahasranama Parayana. Or I was doing Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Hari, the Lord of the universe, who controls everything, who is carrying on everything, and appearing as Rama and Krishna before my eyes. His whole Leela as Rama, his whole Leela as Krishna was coming to my mind and going in Kirtana. Now in Smarana, the same thing is happening, but not in an externalized visualization, but internalized meditation. Smarana is a kind of meditation where the oral and vocal rendering and visualization is getting turned inward and it is becoming internalized. Externalized visualization is becoming internalized meditation. I am calm and quiet. The whole world of Rama and Krishna or Ramakrishna or whatever deity I am thinking of, Shiva or Durga, I am seeing within me, no more outside me. I am seeing within me and I have expanded into the past, present and future. I have expanded in Smarana. I am in now eternal present. In Smarana, I am eternal. In eternal present, the past, future and present appear and disappear. I am in eternal present because it is meditation. It is not visualization. Visualization, I am bringing past into my present and visualizing. But I am landing in the past. I am one with the Krishna in Krishna Leela. I am one with the Rama in the Rama Leela. I have gone to the Rama Leela. Meditation is different from visualization. It begins with imagination. Meditations begin with imagination, grow into visualization, and then enter into meditation. And then we get the vision of God in the Samadhi Sthiti. It is, whole thing is internalizing and entering within. So in Smarana, it is very advanced state, Smarana. unbroken thought of God. How you start sinking within, how you start diving within, you will not know. Where you are, you will not know. Slowly in smarana, anusmarana, unbroken thought of God, you will be transcending time and space, deshakala. You are slowly going because you are going towards the reality. Smarana makes you get absorbed within yourself. The vocal voice, which is becoming internalized. And japa, constantly you're doing. The japa is to go on and on and on. Hey Krishna, Hey Madhava, Hey Govinda. So many ways used to calling, just like a mother calls the child. In various aspects, mother wants to see the child. She wants to love in various ways the child. Like that is your love. Love is so much, and that the japa slowly becomes silent. Japa is becoming silent, and it is remaining purely as an expression of your heart. Japa is merging in love. Smarana is a very advanced stage which can be compared with the Vidyasagar of the mm, Advaitins. So here, and we can compare it with the Dhyana, Samadhi of the Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. It is not an ordinary stage. When Bhagavata says Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam, we don't usually understand what is that state, each state. There is no explanation of each state. But when you actually enter into the sadhana and start moving, it is just like you have to go to some unknown place like Kailas Mansarovar, or now we have so many clearances by which we can go. But suppose Akhandanandaji Maharaj in those days in 1800s or early 1900s, if he had gone to Kailas Manasura on foot, what all types of terrains he would have passed through where no human existence exists, and what all the nature as it is, untread by humans, he has to pass through in his own way. And imagine the world map in his mind and go on going with the hopes that he will reach that. Like that is the state. You are the first man as if to tread in that path. You never before in none of the lives you have gone into a realm which is spiritual. When we were in materialistic world, we were born again and again in various species. We took life in various ways, and we were moving about in this physical world. Now it's a world of different world. It is different dimension. It is different realm of existence. You are entering into a new realm of spirituality. Here you see it is the japa ends with just an expression of heart. Heart is expressing silently. No words are coming. No mantra is coming. Heart is open. Heart is pouring out. The mantra has become the heart. Heart is melting and flowing as love. There is absolute silence. In japa also, internally done also, if there is a rhythm, there is a sound, there is a movement, there is an action, but there is the involvement of the pranas. But in smarana, when smarana comes, Guna will disappear of the Lord. The Nama also becomes in just an expression. The Guna, Nama, Guna, Rupa. The Guna and Rupa capture the whole attention. And slowly the Guna also disappears. Rupa alone remains in the awareness. Nama becomes silent expression of the heart. Guna becomes capturing the whole attention and Rupa remains. This is the depths of Smarana in which we have lost in God. We have lost in God. And there is the awareness. The prajna is there, which is spreading into, the prajna is the no man's land between the Prakriti and Jada. I have two existences, Jada and Prakriti, the spiritual existence and bodily existence, between which the no man's land, it neither belongs to Chaitanya nor belongs to the Jada aspect of my existence. That is, that we see stretching into the infinity. And this side of my bodily existence has dissolved in Smarana. Smarana, the Prakriti dissolves and the spiritual existence is stretching as my existence, and the end of this whole infinite existence as if it has become, I am seeing my own spiritual existence, my own self, my own Atman. I have turned inside and going inside. And it is as if God is projecting in my heart and I am seeing the Rupa there. In Smarana, the last stages of Smarana, I am totally turned to my own self and the infinite existence and the ending with the Rupa. In Rupa, I am seeing they have Sachidananda, Sat, the existence that alone exists. My existence is His existence. All this existence as universe, time and space mode has disappeared. Just like when you enter into sleep, the whole world and bodily existence dissolve. In that way, in the presence of, in the depths of your smarana, in the depths of your smarana, when smarana matures into, means like a flower it appears, smarana appears like a flower, and slowly the fruit begins, the flower falls off and fruit grows into full maturity to the almost ripeness. This ripeness stage of smarana, ripeness stage of smarana, you see the form of the Lord alone is there in that smarana. God's form is there. And behind it is the eternal light, eternal existence, eternity. Eternity appearing in the form of the Lord, whom you worship, whom you love, in what form, in what way you are conceiving God. The same thing you will be viewing, observing. You are getting absorbed in it. This is the almost, that is, the japa has become expression of the heart, the guna has become the attention. Nama, guna, lila. Lila has merged in the rupa. Lila. You are doing sankirtana of these things, glory of God. The glory is the glory of the rupa. Because the God has to meet you in the rupa, and you have to meet him in the rupa because your love is concentrated in the form. Nama Rupa. But the existence, the part of existence is more important than Rupa. In Nama, in Smarana, Rupa is not essential. Suppose I ask, where is your brother to someone? He says he's in the office, he has gone to the office. When he says he has gone to the office, I don't recall his Rupa. How does he look like? Then the Rupa comes into picture. Oh, what are his qualities? Then Guna comes into picture. Nama, Rupa, Guna. What is his name? When I ask, he tells the name. Nama, Rupa, Guna, nothing comes into picture, but his Astitva, only his existence comes. He has gone to the office when I say, his only existence comes into Rupa. This existence is a part of the Smarana. In Smarana, the other things are not necessary. But in Kirtana, it was necessary. In Kirtana, what I was doing is reflecting in the subtle form now. And it is getting converted. I am being carried to the reality. Reality. From my intellectual convictions, I am moving towards the reality. Because what I conceived, what I've heard from scriptures, what I've heard from satsanga, what I've heard from the realized source, what I've heard from Guru is of the real, the reality. Just like I'm going to explain how a place to which you are going, which is accustomed, I'm accustomed with it, that place. Suppose I was born and brought up in Bangalore. Somebody is telling I have to go to Bangalore. First time I am going. I will explain a very bit of it. I have seen, I have lived, I have known intimately. So I can explain it. Like that, Guru has explained to me, and in this explanation was his Leela, his Rupa, his Guna, his Karta actions, his feelings, all was there. And that I was praising, that I was recollecting in Kirtana. Now that Kirtana has got immersed in me, and I have got immersed in it, and it is coming out as reflections again as Smarana. In Smarana, the all things will again, because it's associated with a Rupa. The Leela is associated always with Rupa. When God comes in form, He takes avatara, there is a Rupa, and this Rupa is the basis to which I recognize two aspects. One is Nama and Rupa. Nama takes me to the existential aspect, and Rupa takes me to the attainable, experiential. I want to experience God through my senses. Senses and intellect will remain in Savikalpa also. In Savikalpa, important part of my existence is Buddhi and Indriya. Manas dissolves in Buddhi, in Smarana. When doing Smarana, dissolves in Buddhi. Buddhi merges in the heart. The heart, love alone is manifesting, and it is whole thing is wants to experience God through these senses. So sense experience the Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Nama, Rupa. Nama is becoming expression of heart. Rupa is slowly drawing my attention. Guna is capturing me, and then Rupa is alone presenting. Nama slowly merges, in fact, the expression of heart also on one side slowly merges in the consciousness Chaitanya to present the Chaitanya existence behind the Rupa. Rupa behind. The infinite, the God impersonal is presenting himself through the personal Rupa alone. That Rupa is the basis of all of his Leela, which drew now Ramakrishna's Leela. Whole Ramakrishna's Leela, it was what drew me, and it is the Rupa to which we all cling to later on. And that Rupa is eternal in the nature. Why this photograph we are keeping is to enter into it. It is the doorway to the infinite eternal existence. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.